Welcome back, everybody. So today, got a fun one for you. I'm going to show you the process that I've always used working at a running store for figuring out what shoes best fit a person, kind of what we look for and how we do it. It's a pretty quick process. We'll do another video of actually the best option is actually bringing in your old running shoes. I love looking at those. Those will tell us way more than you can in any amount of time due to the fact that you've worn them for months and hundreds of miles. They tell a greater story. But this is the process that we use when we don't have people who bring in their shoes. Either they forget them or they don't know to bring them if it's their first time or whatnot. So kind of show you what we do and what we're kind of looking for. I wish I had another person behind the camera, so it's going to be a little weird. So first thing I have somebody do is actually remove their shoes, which works out because Drew has done that already because we don't like wearing shoes very often. The point with that is if I have someone with shoes on, I can't actually see how they naturally move. And I want to fit shoes to how you naturally move to help you move better. Okay, so I have to take shoes away because either they've got some support already in their shoes or they don't have any. Doesn't matter. I just want to see what you do with nothing around. Okay, so I have the person actually walking, so I'm going to have Drew face away. Don't move until I tell you. So first thing I'm looking for is even how they stand. Okay, so with how someone's standing can already be a giveaway, because if they're lacking in some of these muscles on the inside, okay, they're small muscles, but they help pull that arch up. If someone's lacking in those, they will already be collapsed inward. Okay, and the fun part is if I watch your ankle, I can see my peripherals, what's going to happen through your knee and your hip as well. Because once this starts to move, either if it goes outward, see how the rest of his leg starts to move as well. So these are all connected, so there's upstream, downstream. So I'll watch here and see what happens. So if I bring the camera with me, I will bring this. Whoop. Okay. What I'll actually end up having Drew do is I'll have him just start walking forward. Okay, and now turn around and come back. Okay. Okay. So Drew does pretty well. So what you saw is his ankle staying pretty neutral. So what I was looking for is whether he's coming in or out with his ankle. Okay. Actually, let me show you a little bit more. So the motion I'm looking for is whether his ankle here starts to collapse inward. So try and collapse that in. There we go. So that would be kind of a marker that someone is overpronating, which isn't good. Or if he's walking towards the outside of his foot, okay, it means he's underpronating or supinating, as it said. But when something like that happens, you can see that his knee, so with that left foot again, Drew, starts to go to the outside. See how his knee starts to move? And that's going to move actually up into his hip as well. So those are the little markers that we're looking for. Because with the ankle movement, we'll be able to tell. If someone comes in saying, I have knee pain with shoes, typically the movement's in their ankle. It's not usually the shoe itself. So they're usually missing some sort of support. So they're either over or under collapsing. So that'll determine, so if someone's over collapsing, so if they're over pronating, so there is some level of pronation, okay, that elongates the time in which that impact is absorbed by your body. So if someone's over pronating and they're really collapsing inward, what we're going to do is we're going to give them a shoe that has something what's called a medial post. So it's a denser material through that inside of the foot. What that allows it to do is actually when they start to collapse in onto that, it pushes them actually a little bit back. So they can start to collapse inward and roll, and instead of rolling too much, they start to come back out. Okay? Or if they're rolling on the outside of their foot, what we end up doing is putting them in a neutral shoe. That's soft all throughout. What that allows them to do is start to collapse inward. So if I put them in a support shoe and they're supinating, it'll just force them out continually. It's going to put their knee in a bad position, their hip in a bad position. So those are the things that we kind of look for when we're fitting people for shoes. And then look out for the next video, guys, where I'll cover actually what I look for in shoes and the little markers that help tell a better story. All right, and as always, live, lift, love. That's going to be a wonky one.
Make it work.
Huh?
Make it work.
Yep. Oh.